Okay, here we go. If you don't know what you're supposed to know, am I wrong if I try to help you do right? Now, this is a personal thing, but once you see what I mean, you'll be relieved that we brought it to the light. You see, I learned long ago that we all have to go. It's simply a natural function of life. But when you get through, the last thing you do is to use that wet wipe for no stripe. Now, let me make this clear. This is a subject that most people fear, even though we all hope to go at least once a day. When you get through with your doo-doo, let that wet wipe take it all away. Now, the evidence is plain to see left on the seats of those who don't wipe like me. They're called snail tracks or fart sneezes. Now, toilet paper can start the fight, but to really clean your ass off right, well, wet wipes is the one that pleases. Now, we don't like to backtrack, especially when we're talking about a clean crack. You see, most people just swipe once and think they're through. But I stand before you now sharing the knowledge of how using that wet wipe for a second pass can cleanse you. Please, realize me before I get done, even though this was written in fun, you'll soon start to look at those around you and you'll begin to wonder, do they use those wet wipes too? Or is he a one swiper and through? Wait until he gets up and moves around. His aroma will tell you. Now, here's our final plea. On this you'll surely agree. Wet wipes were invented to help us. But if dry wipe you must, please don't forget about the rest of us and don't stop until you see nothing on the paper. Well, my time is through and I hope you will use this gift I've shared with you. Its wisdom has been passed down through the years. But a wet wipe alone won't alleviate all your fears. If your ass was stinky, nasty, funky at the start of your go, no wet wipe ever invented is going to staunch the stink of your flow. A wet wipe will not replace a bath that's needed. Thank you. Thank y'all. Y'all so kind. This next piece, I don't have new pieces, but this is a new piece. And the working the working title right now is My Dictation. I really thought I knew you all the time we were looking right through you. It took a while for the real you to come through. But now my eyes are clear, we see and hear. You ain't nothing but bad news. Not bad like good, you straight out the hood. If we called you a rodent, which one would we offend? Fortunately for me, we are able to see now this mistake called you has come to an end. You were a one-way street, all take with no give. Sucking up all the oxygen in the room, such a selfish way to live. Beauty on the outside, dark core within. Almost lost my life sharing in your sin. Spinning your story like a spider web, so silky and yet sticky. Said I don't usually share this much. Stated you were actually quite picky. Didn't know you were picking one now and more later. Let them eat it up and then say, see you later, alligator. You told me about one and then one told me about two. It's your body. Do you, boo? Let's make this clear before I quit. You thought I just wanted to hit it. That's all you knew and thought all men were the same. Set them up, knock them down, having sex was the name of the game. Just because our favorite color is pink, you thought you already knew what I would think. Only what you imagined was so far off course. The only one that can touch you will have to be a man named Horse. We never really reached that point, and I won't lie or brag. We're just a regular pony that you can ride and he won't sag. My little pony will enter the race. He starts out slowly but begins to quicken the pace. The cadence and tempo will change as we make adjustments to extend our range. For to cross the finish line first is never the goal. Keeping the jockey in the saddle and riding under control. If that metaphor is too slick, what we're trying to say is you can suck my dick.
Look, I know everything happens for a reason. Everyone has a purpose on earth. That's why you're still breathing. You gave me the hope to believing that when one door closes, the other opens. You try to gaslight me, but my third eye is opened. I can feel it. You're cheating. You treat me like I'm not human. Is that the reason? To keep me around when you feel down and no one else is around? You don't love me. You just need me to hold you accountable for your bullshit. You got mommy issues. Incapable of loving yourself. You always brought the bad energy around. You get off on hurting someone else. For that, fuck yourself. Menace to society. Baby, you should try sobriety. You can't lie to me. Go find yourself.
Come on, boy.
Maybe when we first got together, I was naive. But deep down, I knew what you were feeding me. I was weak. I thought we could be superheroes. Only connection we had was from the Euros. We were rolling and rolling and rolling. We rolled so hard we came down and crashed on the pavement. Anxiety, my heart races when you call, but when you don't, I'm ready to end it all. Incapable of loving yourself. You always brought the bad energy around. For that, fuck your feelings now. Baby, you need to find yourself. You love my voice, the way I put my words together. We used to freestyle a little with each other, but if you want to live out my big dream, go ahead, try, whatever. I loved Juice WRLD before I met you. Now I gotta be strong enough to listen without you. It's obvious we weren't compatible. You weren't real, you'd sell your soul to the devil. I'm enlightened now, I'm on another level. And I can say this. I'm capable of loving myself. I bring out the fire in the crowd. I'm too worried doing me to let anyone down. In the end, you were the start to finding myself again. I found myself changing when I was with you. But I found my true destiny after I lost you. And that's just real.
Come on, boy. There you go. There you go.
Thank you. Little bird, fly, fly far away. Lately the sky's been so gray. Gotta get up and live another day. Dying on the inside, but keep a smile on my face. Oh, oh, I'm missing you. Oh, oh, but I hate you. Hope that hits you. Hope that cuts you. Oh, and you bleed. 'Cause the world still moves without you. The sun still comes out today. A butterfly always gets its wings. This won't matter when I'm old and gray. Life goes on. Angel, watch over me. And if this pain takes me, then set me free. Poison in my veins, memories fade. Soon I'll forget your name. 'Cause the world still moves without you. The sun still comes out today. A butterfly always gets its wings. This won't matter when I'm old and gray. Life goes on. Thank you guys very much.
Great job.
Growing up, silence was not a friend of me. So you had to fill that void with some level of noise, or you were surrounded by the enemy. It got to the point where the only friend I had, I couldn't remember if I had imagined him or he had invented me. I guess we both became the same person, so here's who we present to be. Silence was that thing you practiced when the adults asked too many questions about home. So I learned very early to tell stories so they'd know to leave me alone. The lies you tell friends on the playground to make sure they didn't know the deafening silence of a broken home. Growing up, I learned that my defense mechanism was actually an ability that few possess. The ability to rhyme, write, and recite the burdens upon my chest that come from a single-parent household where the adult was more of a child than any of the kids. Where it got to the point where the friend or foe, you never told where you lived. I found peace with pen, became rock solid with paper. Syllable scissors cut through trauma, and what I couldn't work through got saved for later. I always wanted the right words to say, but questioned them as soon as they escaped. Constantly caught between saying too little and speaking too late. No matter how hard I tried, the inner voice kept me busy. What used to be the enemy could now end the misery. Second guesses and insecurities led to many nights sleepless. I may call myself a poet, but my talent isn't seamless. I believe that those who live by the sword get shot by those who don't. And those who live by the pen get remembered, but now I fear I won't. Because growing up is something I fear I may never actually do. I can try and I can fake it, like when I'm at work or in front of you. But the truth is simple. Silence is still not a friend of me, but surrounded by it, on this stage, is where I am meant to be. Thank you. Soul's always getting on me to memorize shit, so here we go. And if this sucks, fuck you, blame him.
Memorize your shit, boy.
Her and I are like the IR and irregardless. People put us together as if the Joker was meant for the Queen. Regardless. Like the T in Tsunami, I am silent while she is strong and right next to me. And that's what I want to be. A constant and constantly calming her calamity. Whether I'm the K in knife or the B in subtle, she brings peace to my life, so I will be her triple word score on the board, her QB sneak on the goal line. I'm just fine. I don't need to be the most obnoxious or loudest person in the room. That's a choice. But on those rare moments where I am silent, her presence is my voice. Can you not feel my bass when she's bothered? The raise in my volume when she tries. My belief and conviction when she's focused and on a mission. My strength if you dare make her cry. My grandfather raised me to believe that a man takes care of his own, and that starts and ends with his partner. Even when we're apart, we're stronger than we ever were alone. Believe me when I tell you, she is my new and only definition of home. She is that sanity I need when I want to do something reckless. And I'm that logic through her mind when there's one too many checklists. We are the morally unleveled and often disheveled parents of a practically preteen pain in our asses, who does more to our hearts, minds, and joints than a pharmacy full of Bengay and antacids. We've been through every weather, we've struggled together because one thing has always remained true. I've been a poet for many years. I've been a writer for many more. I've been a fighter who shed tears, and I've been a coward sent to war. But I've never been this happy. I've always been content. I've always felt that there was something lacking, but in truth, I've always been hesitant. She doesn't make me whole. She just reminds me that the pieces I thought missing were always there. I'm like Pinocchio with a soul, and she's sitting right there. So here's to her and those like her, if such rarities exist. I tell you all you need to know in a cipher. I love you all. Class dismissed.
Come on.
We have come a long way in 13 years. I've probably quit poetry 9,000 times. But
9,001.
thank you. Jolly Green Giant looking. But one thing that I've always held to is writing. Even if you can't get up here, having a notebook can save your soul. It's kept me out of jail and a bunch of other rather uninteresting situations. So, being able to pass that on, whether it's having a new person on the mic or whatever it is something I love. So, I have recently been given the chance to pass that on in a special way, and I wanted to commemorate that. So, this is called Books. Back when I was a child, stepdads were terrible creatures. They teleported by the power of broken hearts and Newports and had distinct and dastardly features. They were thought vanquished long ago by a new all-powerful magic. And now that I'm a stepfather myself, that same magic, I'll make sure my daughter has it. She will not be taught to fear the injustice in the square-pegged logic we once called boys will be boys, for she will know how to strike fear with a whisper, mischief managed after a lot of noise. Any difficulties in school will do little more than just prove that she is a half-blood awaiting her satyr. Whether Greek or Roman, she'll know to find a home in books, for there is no place safer. She will know that before there was Godric, Helena, Rowena, and Salazar, there was Peter, Susan, Lucy, and Edmund. When the time is right, she will know about the missteps taken by the Wicked Witch of the West, the repeatedly tested heart of the true King of the North. I smiled, thinking of the goosebumps that she may receive, courtesy of the Beast of the East, and I frowned at the necessity of lessons that should be learned by the Song of the South. She will know that to find friends, all you need is books, and to find courage, all you need is what it took to turn that first page, the 13th and sometimes even page 394. Because worlds, lessons, loves, and lives of all those who lived and have yet to are what lay in store. She will learn all of this after I put a bookshelf in her closet. For the closet is always a safe place to hide from the outside. For the outside is full of terrible things, hatred, judgment, and other dark and wild things. And the wild things may roar their terrible roars and gnash their terrible teeth, roll their terrible eyes and show their terrible claws, but she will be protected by gods. Silverstein, Riordan, Shakespeare, Poe, Amelia Bedelia, Stuart Little, and even Juno B. Jones. See, I hope it shows in my delivery the belief I have in the words I speak, because books are how I was given the power that I now preach. And I hope to show my daughter how a spiral looks the same from both ends. So before she counts the mission failed, she can turn the hourglass over and start again. I will give her the elder wand, the golden compass, the wardrobe, and the sword straight from the stone. I will give her friends and allies so she may never face one day alone. And when she's older and I am gray, a day far from now I hope, she can tell in her own special way of how back when she was a child, stepdads were ugly, misunderstood creatures. They teleported by the power of mended hearts and new hugs and had funny, fascinating features. And how one day long ago, hers taught her a new and powerful magic. And now that she is a mother herself, she'll make sure her daughter has it. Thank you.
He said I didn't see what I saw. He said I didn't think what I thought. He said I didn't hear what I heard. I was hypnotized. You got your head back, far back, and you're crying. You got me so down, so crazy in my mind. You got me caught up in your line. I feel like I've been hypnotized by your lies. I got my head back, far back in my pain. You got me running circles. I'm insane. You got me caught up in your line. I feel like I've been hypnotized by your lies. You feel like the time's come. You feel like the world's won. It's you making your pain. It's you driving you insane. You feel like the thing to do. Tell the whole world about you. It's you making your pain. It's you driving you insane. You got me caught up in your lies. I feel like I've been hypnotized by your lies, by your lies, by your lies. Makes you feel like you're falling sometimes when you're going through that, but always know that you have the strength to get out of it. There's no reason to stay in that situation. Call them out. They love that. This is called Fall In. Come to me, I'm falling. Come to me, I'm falling. and I have all our yesterdays to hold on to while I work to lay a better foundation. And my love for you is something that'll never change, but I can't let my past control these moves that I'll be making. Why should I remain a statistic? My road shouldn't have to end just because I had kids. And it doesn't matter how I arrived here, man, just know I'm still making this life my bitch. And I'm doing what makes me feel alive. And your mama's gonna be a blessing, a legend. I could feel it deep down inside. So I made sure you were safe so I could grind, finding my way first and then I'ma provide. And I'm not concerned about what they gotta say about me, because in the end, it's you. I don't need doubt in me. And I know I grew up in a harsh reality, but another cycle is something with you I can't repeat. And all the lies they told you, they won't mean a thing. When you look up and you see mommy on the TV screen, I never left you, and I'll never neglect you. But to make you believe that, makes them disrespectful. It's just with them, I didn't belong. And you will never be the reason for what your mama did wrong. This life gave me you, and I'm gonna give you everything to make it easier for you to chase your dreams. My sunbeams, sunflowers in my garden, just know that we'll never ever really be apart. You're my darlings. And know that your mama will always tell you the truth. But more than that, your mama's willing to prove that you are capable against any odds. And I'm doing this here for my whole squad. The Kennedys, Bentleys, Alexander McQueens, my Jayla Denise. Hell, I'm doing this shit for me. And I believe I'll give you something to go down for many generations. And I'll be back for you, my loves. Just be a little patient. If there's a path in life you choose, then you gotta take it. And don't let nobody tell you that you can't make it. And I know a lot went wrong along the way, but I'll never throw in the cards and decide not to play. See, cause I done walked, I done ran, and I done stumbled many miles just to look at you all and see you smile and be proud of your mama. Yeah, I really love my kids, so that's for them. I love them. Anyways, so I've been doing this for like, I don't know, since I was like 17 years old, I guess. I decided I wanted to be great or whatever, and y'all know my reason, and it always seems like no matter how hard I try to get to where I'm trying to go, there's always somebody hating on me. There's always somebody trying to stomp out my light when they really don't understand. Exactly. But sometimes it's easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? And I'm honeybee, you know. But anyways, this piece right here is for those people. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I don't know what it's called. Anyways, I see they trying to bring it out of me because they never really saw the beast. I guess they never felt honeybee's sting. The other side of me is someone that you do not want to meet. I'm passionate, so I'm bound to flip a few tables. And I'm not worried about the next, because I'm already able. No need to prove the truth. Go ahead, believe the fables. But push me, and I'll bring the rain like I'm born in April. You fools just don't get it. See, I hop on this mic and I spit it. Where I come from and how I got here really ain't your business. But these bitches steady trying to test my limits, and my patience is wearing thin. But my grind, it gets harder. And now they're even more bothered, because my determination just takes me farther. And I did this shit without my mother and father, and I'm going hard for my sons and daughters, so I'm fearless. Bitch, if you scared, wade in the water.
Come on now.
Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. I'm done.
I hated the way you looked at me when I was only 13. But yeah, sure, I devised this plot. Guess I'm caught. A child with a head full of dreams dancing on moonbeams with a waterfall of wild curls. That line would make way more sense if I didn't straighten my hair today. Innocent, honey brown eyes, shining light into the world, dreaming of touching the sky. and just trying to keep my Tamagotchi alive. But I was thirsty for your attention. Was it your father who gave you the charter in a search for cheap thrills, or just looking for your next kill, like a hunter after its prey? Your eyes make me despise the curve of my thighs. I hate my bulging belly, how my stomach folds and rolls. I don't know this body I'm in. You killed my hunger and captured my wonder for this world. Now I cover up as your gaze devours, destroying my flowers, taking my innocence. Into your world I sink, just a playful wink. It was a killer gaze, filling my mind with haze. I stand here looking at me now and see how my light is clouded by the sadness placed in my heart. There are a lot of things that make me feel pretty, and your gaze is not one of them. My eyes in the sun, my wild curls free to just be. The way I smile lights up a room, but also an empty stomach. The numbers on the scale falling. My jeans fitting just a little bit looser. Hollow eyes and sharp cheekbones. Thinner, prettier. For that, I can put on you. Maybe one day I'll recognize the girl who stares back at me, but all I can see is the male gaze decree. Thank you. Growing up in middle school, I was diagnosed with anorexia, and it's something that I have grown to overcome. And so the set that I put together goes through kind of that process. Compulsion, noun. The action or state of forcing or being forced to do something. Constraint. She hid her lack of food intake under a compulsion of the eaty voice in her mind. An irresistible urge to behave in a certain way, especially against one's conscious wishes. She felt the compulsion to step on the scale 3 times a day. I still made straight A's. I started on the varsity team, fit into my parents' dreams. But my teeth were starting to decay as I continued to weigh, and I laughed a lot less. My mind filled with distress. It's humming with calorie counts and goal weights, thoughts of skeletons. My skeleton, tightly wrapped in skin, the monster within. Therapy. My inner child does not come out when I dance anymore. I don't dance anymore. This is a safe space. You can say whatever you like. I won't tell your parents. A lie. She shows up when I'm in my room alone, the depression taking over my head, knowing I will never be enough. Too fat, too much. You're wasting your parents' money. Sitting here in silence. I feel her chaos raging inside of me. I feel her cuts, her hits, begging and crying for me to stop. I don't understand you angsty teenagers. Trying to catch the things in my head is like catching a waterfall in a child's sand bucket that has been left in the sun just a little bit too long. You are your own problem. Pray more, and you will find peace. The narrative in my head makes a perfectly logical story. Emotions, isolation, Edie's voice, suicide. Stringing together to create the perfect melody, but it would pour out too fast in incoherent sentences, and so I sit in silence. The hour is up. You may leave now. Thank you. And then this last one is called Star Dancer. When the sky kisses the earth, pastel painted cotton candy clouds hang so low, if you could only just reach out and touch them. Don't fear the night. The sun dips below the horizon, golden hues full of hope and promise, kissing the earth goodnight. And when the sun goes down, night blooms again in an impossible blaze of 1,000 colors you'd forgotten existed. The wind whispers secrets through the trees, sharing its ancient wisdom. Breathe in, breathe out. The perfect support system. And it is then that the stars awaken, etched with her smile and their glow, the starry sky, a painted tapestry of dreams, dreams made of fragile butterflies. She has come to remind you of the things you have forgotten, your mind a maze, each thought leading to a complex web of possibilities, a cataclysm of stars. She dances, her body swaying, a willow in the wind. Breathe in, breathe out. She is a force of nature, as lightning fills the sky, penetrating your skin, letting her world sink in. She dances with the thunder, and you are drenched in the rain, only to be quenched by her flame. She dances on moonbeams and celestial light, a daughter of the sun, her own playwright. She is a relationship with nature, star dancer, untamed lover, come to help you rediscover the starlight that should have never been wagered. Do you fear her? The night sky is not for the tamed or the claimed, it is for the dreamers and the believers, the ones who have been pushed down 100 times only to get back up 101. You were once told that you were too much when you unleash all of your raw beauty, and she in the sky who lives inside your soul, and maybe you are more than you have been told. It's beautiful when you shine. Leaving gravity behind, her galaxy intertwined, between soul and skin, your wild universe colliding with her stars, raw, untamed beauty breaking open, it scatters and spills onto the parched earth. It took some time, but I have to say, it looks really good on you, and it can only be defined as self-love. Thank you.
I bought my son a girly coloring book.
This is a good one. From the top.
Thank you, Slam Master. I bought my son a girly coloring book. It had curly, cute little things and flowers, and I wanted to give my preteen boy his flowers while he could yet still nurture them. I bought him the pretty one. Not the dinosaurs anime or Marvel, gave it to him without explanation because normal doesn't need explaining and it's normal to love my son. I bought him a coloring book because it said I am confident, I am brave. I bought it because it didn't say be tough, man up, as if to imply that he wasn't man enough. I bought him a girl's coloring book with regular and skin tone colored pencils so he can see himself as the good things. Color himself beautiful because he is beautiful. A beautiful black boy bouncing brilliantly, dimpled cheeks, his smile a simile big as day. Woo! Yet still a paradox, alive and black, black and beloved, beloved and hated, hated and non-threatening, non-threatening and hood, hood and kind-hearted, and I wanted to preserve at least a little glimpse of it. I bought my son a coloring book because my high school social studies teacher / football coach called his son a 200-pound pussy in front of a classroom full of students. And he wasn't even there to defend himself. And I remember I laughed uncontrollably, uncomfortably. The moment never left me. I wondered if he spoke to all the kids at my predominantly black school that way. Is this the legacy white men pass down to their sons? Does his son now have a son? Does his son call his son pussy? Will my son play sports? Will his manhood be diminished by other men like this? I bought my son this particular coloring book because there were no coloring books that told boys they are beautiful, confident, brave. And I've watched my boy lose his spark. Imposter syndrome hovers vulture-like, waiting to pounce. Escapism into video games becoming more attractive than reality. I've watched him crave love he felt was inaccessible, watched him feel alone in a full home, watched his dismay as his brother had to move away. He watched his father be verbally abusive, blackout drunk, tearing the home up, and him feel helpless. I watched him put himself in danger, playing with his father, trying to stop the attack, running back and forth and back between he and I, wiping the tears from my eyes to comfort me. I bought him the coloring book because I want him to embrace being a kid more than he had to embrace trying to protect me. Because he didn't have to be super to be hero.
Come on now.
Because he is strong, because he's beautiful, because he's confident, because he's necessary. I bought my son this pretty coloring book because the only thing he ever has to be is human. And because it was the most human thing that I knew how to do. That's that piece.
Come on, folks.
Well now.
Touche.
So I was out here being accidentally serious.
I know that's what, and we were just.
All right, so I'm gonna unserious myself now. How am I gonna unserious myself?
Do something sexy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let them know what that mouth do. Poetry. Tell them about the poetry. Poetry is what we're here for. Why are you like this?
Why are you running? Okay.
Why are you running?
Give me some more bullets. Yeah.
So, when asked the question, or rather in response to the question, what's your number?
Haha, this is a good one too.
In response to the question, what's your number? Oh no, baby, I don't count bodies, I collect them.
Hello.
The organ that has you perplexed, this clitoris has over 8,000 nerve endings. Can be stimulated from the outside inside. Orgasms multiple times, is ageless. The more you use it, the better it gets. Sustains more wetness, is an ageless thing. Does not need your approval to be saved, sanctified, or holy. You will not use your filthy rag morality to judge me. Pretend to be a high-value man, and I will ask you the escort services where you currently use your currency. I am not property, but metaphorically speaking, are you asking me how many have lived in this house or how many were just passing through, as if a house that has had house parties has a devalued value? Are you trying to check my standards? Like, if I tell you the number, are you going to ask me the median income of all the men, how many of them have college education, postgraduate degrees, 401ks, Roth IRAs, credit cards, is there money under the mattress? Or are you trying to find a nice way to ask me if they put money in my hand or on the nightstand? Are you trying to check my cleanliness? Are you trying to ask me what kind of soap they use and where I got that move?
Yeah. Where you get that move from?
I get it. You want me to be experienced, but not so experienced as to outdo you. But I tell you what this mouth do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a truth teller. I even orgasm honest. You are a bootleg scientist using quantitative tactics without qualitative analysis, and it all matters. The sometimes, the one times, the homie lover friends. But if I told you rape and molestation were also a part of this count, you try to diagnose presumed promiscuity. See, I wasn't even ready to do this. We're gonna run that back. Presumed promiscuity. I'm gonna save you the brain work. I do what the hell I want.
Right.
I have said yes while inebriated, yes while sober, yes and being coerced. No one had to run, no one in the presence of a gun. Yes, even inside of relationships, and grieved and been fully distraught. And even at the end of all this, and you still gonna be more pissed at the amount of times I have said yes rather than the amount of times my no was ignored. You ain't even asked who or if I'm dealing with anyone right now, so what the fuck are you asking for? But since you asked.
Here it goes, here it goes, here it goes, here it goes.
Are you really holding on to this? I'm an OG at this. These lips have sucked the depression right up out of dick stands at attention and bows before the queen's hips. These breasts have nurtured nations. My love is revolutionary. I martyred this pussy so niggas could say they killed it.
Oh my God! Yes! Rewind! For the people in the back!
I'm an OG at this.
Yeah.
These lips have sucked the depression right up out of dick stands at attention and bows before the queen's hips. Giving rest and rejuvenation, these breasts have nurtured nations. My love is revolutionary. I've martyred this pussy so niggas could say they killed it. I'm not a whore, hoe, or a sex worker. I am a healthy, disease-free, grown-ass, fine-ass woman, and I thought that was something you were into. But since you're not, it seems that a real conversation isn't due. So, in response to the question, what's your number? I'm a virgin.
Right? And when I found out I had to slam against him, you can ask baby, it was a cool about 2 weeks. I was like, ooh, I actually got it right now. I've been playing around with everybody. I got to make sure I come correct because this brother is strong. This brother has a message. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know what he going to spit about tonight, but get on the edge of your seats because I'm telling you, he about to take you on a ride. So if you're ready for your feature of the night, let me hear you say, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Put your hands together for Amazing.
Give me energy, people!
You're so fine!
Good evening, everybody.
Go Chiefs!
First and foremost, it is a pleasure to be here. I've never gotten to perform in Wichita before, so I guess I get to be a virgin on this mic tonight.
We like those! They hyping you up too, my man.
I don't know about nobody else, but I am grateful for every day that the Lord allows me to stay above ground. And you know, my partner in hypocrisy asked in the car, "You ready?" And my answer is always no. Because sometimes people mistake humility and don't realize it's meekness. I want to never be so overconfident that I lose the things that have kept me on stage. So nervousness is actually a big part of what I do. So I've been questioning what I was going to perform tonight. And I didn't really make my mind up until you performed. And so you're going to hear a selection of things, but they're going to be honest. I'm not giving you any filler. I'm going to give you authentic me. And if that doesn't satisfy you, fuck y'all. So first,
Don't be silent.
matter of fact, gentlemen, right here with the glasses on. What's your name?
Me?
Yes, you, sir.
Denzel what?
Hell
Walk it.
So smooth.
So you're telling me right now, this very moment that your name's not Denzel? Let me get to this poetry, all right?
Do your thing, my man.
Matter of fact, let's get the tough stuff out the way. Mama, Mama, you know I love you. Mama, Mama, you're the queen of my heart. Your love is like tears from the stars. Cause who holds the most respect in life are our mothers. And mine is Southern hospitality personified. She's a Cancer with so much soul and I love her for it. And one of the later lessons she taught me was that real men wear pink. It's a classic spectacle of when red and white act right. And when it adorns my skin, I think I look damn delicious. I'm talking front cover worthy, feeling 7 feet tall, making fashion statements. Till I have to scroll past statements. Insert name here, just won their battle with cancer. And you wouldn't think this would bother me. Because I spent my life living with a cancer so imperfectly perfect, I wouldn't change a thing to make her perfect. But see, this poem is not about my mother. This poem is about cancer. The horrendous result of when red and white don't act right. Comes in different forms, strives in different stages, and it's performed on funerals that I've got time to talk about. I've known them since I was 18.
Go ahead, bro.
When it left scars so deep from the first woman I ever loved, I don't know what had more scars, her heart or her.
Take your time. Breathe through it, bro. Breathe through it. I've known them since I was 18. When it left scars so deep on the first woman I ever loved, I don't know what had more damage, her heart or her breast. And it's scary, because nowadays more of my friends are now talking about them. More of my friends are now going to war with them. More of my friends are now in war with them. And more of my friends have now won their wars with them, but we can only congratulate them posthumously. You misunderstand. These ain't war cries. These ain't tears, they're war cries. My soul is screaming because I thought a cost had been covered when my Uncle Jim, my Uncle Alfred, died and shelved himself in his second tour, and his love language of obscenities and blues still echoes loudly in my night. The silence be deafening. I just learned how to sleep.
Breathe through it, you got it.
But when it's the glitch of my mother's anatomy presents itself as lump, and she's trying to hide the worry from her only child, her only son, this fear that cancer has put a worry on her chest to make her believe she's gonna be 1 in 9. So what? It was a threat. It was the goddamn audacity that cancer thought it's gonna mistreat something I cherish has only awakened a 7-foot monster, and I'm adorning myself in pink armor with ribbons for every color. It has taken more victims in its wake, and I'm issuing this message, dear cancer. That's why I can say, because I've been writing poetry a little while now. And I've seen ups, and I've seen downs, and I've made friends, and I've come out with enemies. I've tested the limits of my mind with my soul running on empty, and yet I'm still here. Because I'm still here, writing away my years in exchange for tears. Those that come at the brink of happiness, and those that come at the brink of darkness. Because I will be honest in saying, I get so caught in faces, the world I exist as king becomes spaceless. And my words end up misplaced. And my poetry ends up in space fest. So busy writing these words to make fingers snap and hands snap. I might as well be the next nigga that comes out and rap. But in many times I found myself caught in the rapture of my own mess. And the words ain't pure. Because the stories I was telling was from the frustrations and not the love. Because this fame poets game is an addictive drug. And I done sipped in that shit like I done glued my nose to people's assholes, importing everyone's input and never really being happy with my own. And yeah, come on, I know all my demons ain't gone, but guess what? It feels good to be home. It's like bliss when the words start to talk to me again. We've been fighting so long, almost forget we friends. Or better yet, I'm that father struggling to raise his kids so they never have to know what child support is. Or a teacher pleading to his students understand. These days, education's only the open for a game plan. It's what you do that determines where you go. So that nobody, not your mama, your daddy, some hater, some critic, motherfuckers that talk to your poems ever tell you stop at the first no. So I wrote these words for you. The you who hate turning to the news and finds another issue. But you that's been praying in the streetlights with a box of tissue, or maybe you just can't get to a melody and the words not hit you. But you that'll get to a microphone and get your words or miss you. Just write these words for those whose talent doesn't allow them to say what they feel creatively. For the little girls who have birth babies mistakenly, I wrote these words for you. As I write for the kid that thinks about bringing a gun to school, I know that feeling. I've been there too. But a person who claims the world don't understand what you're going through. These words are for my friends. Nathan Bowie, Larry Henderson, DeMarco Harvey, Brandon Charles Farmer and Majal, Just J. Ramon Jackson, Chantel Golden, Tanisha Gilmore, and my other friend Monique, my other friend Jessica, and every friend that I've lost in this rap race. But the Jesus I'm praying when it's all over, I'ma see his face. My mother has always taught me, boy, never say die. My grandmother is still the shine in my eye. My brother is at Leavenworth right now. And he might not understand again what it means to be free of my father, because I love him, because he taught me that real men always take accountability. And to this day, I don't understand why did God choose to make me a poet. But my heart is his and he knows it. So despite the roadblocks that's been laid my way, it's like, who remembers when I said at the end of the day these words will fall from the pen of someone usual. Someone just trying to find a way on the road to renewal. So all the failure I endure, I use it as fuel, because no matter what you may think, this life I live ain't for me, it's for them. I wrote these words for you. Come on.
He got books. He got books. And he's going in right now. Oh my God, this is nasty.
So, a little history about me. If somebody give me some water, please.
Please, hurry up, get this man some water.
A little history about me. I might not look it, but I've been involved in spoken word almost 20 years. I graduated from high school, decided college wasn't for me. I worked every day faithfully because a man that don't work don't eat. And for a long, long time, for a long, long time, I really never knew what God made my purpose. I never knew what I was going to do. And this one magical day, my life changed. I heard a poet that was so dope, and I ended up actually living out the words of his poem, where I was the only person crying in the venue because I finally felt relation. For a stranger to be telling my story on stage, and it changed that you don't know what you do for people. And so I'm grateful that I have a hypocrisy in my life. I'm grateful that I have somebody like Sherry Hall who loves me. I wouldn't be anywhere I am right now. I wasn't getting paid until Sherry started. It wasn't until Sherry Hall got on me about, you are worth so much, stop doing free shows, and I finally started making money from my poetry. When she found out I had no merch, she made me sit down, and I got a book now, so I am now a published author.
Yeah.
And while it's only the tip of the iceberg, I'm glad to say I'm now an award-winning poet.
Can't see the choice.
But I want to give a shout out to Black Soul, because this next piece I'm actually going to do is because of him. Yeah, I'm gonna call you out, brother.
I see.
So he did a Black Love piece, right? And I'm sitting like this, you know? And it was a beautiful poem, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna pay him back the next time we battle, because he did win this battle. Kudos to him. But since I'm not slamming, I can have a little fun, right?
Yeah.
And now I ain't so serious. Let's see. Let's see. Can y'all snap with me? Yeah. And what I would say is, sorry, didn't notice you then again didn't notice me. So we'll remain passers by until the next time we speak. I'm hoping I can make you mine, for another man steals your heart. And once your beauty is mine, I swear we will never be. Pardon me. Pardon. Excuse me.
Oh, this is specific.
I'm gonna have to ask for forgiveness in approaching you like this, because I'm not used to doing this. But something about you takes my mind and makes my heart flutter like dove's wings. And I just want to know, is your soul as beautiful as your eyes? Because when I first laid my oculus upon you, I felt as if I had already knew you. And like an unwritten prophecy come true, you make me feel pure. And it makes me melt inside just how you look at me, because this emotion is so beautiful and wondrous yet new, and I love it. Which brings me back to the question, is your soul as beautiful as your eyes? Because a wise woman once said beauty is only skin deep, but it's the heart and soul that makes us young and be weak. And I like to start this conversation off with a little bit of opposite, a little bit of honesty. Like, may I ask how long have you been on this journey of love, and can I walk with you and share the last of the miles and one of those 1,000 things that make you sad, so I can come up with 1,001 things to make you smile? And can I be the provider of joy who has given your heart and soul? We would never be apart so long as I kept loneliness away from your door, because I see me in you. Beyond titles, more like lifelines, because you in my existence is vital. And we would have that love that's kind of like disease that changes how we live and how we eat. So when folks ask what we have, I'll say I got her, she got me, we got we. There's no cure for a love that pure, because not being funny, I wouldn't want one with Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, okay. That's a lot of money.
See, I would rather suffer through the dirty diapers and the birthplace, of the anniversaries and the birthdays of the woman that God brought my rib to make nurtured by other men's accomplishments and their mistake to perfect her for the happily ever after. I put on her ring finger. And on the last day of our existence, I hope that we can leave this earth kissing so that the world remembers our love as so beautiful. That I could die being your king. You're the reason why I have to say, she walks by me every day. Father said, the woman that's stolen our heart. And beauty is her name.
Beauty is her name.
I'm hoping I can make you mine. For another man steals your heart. And once this beauty is mine, I swear we will never be apart.
That boy good.
So, my teammates were making fun of me because while the music was playing, I was doing little stuff. They was like, he throwing up gang signs, right?
He was throwing up gang signs in the crib.
What I was assigned to do is because you don't get to hang out with a team of writers and you don't actually write poetry. So I'm going to test out 2 new poems tonight.
Okay.
New shit.
We like that.
And the first one is erotic.
Well, yeah. We like that too.
So bear with me.
I don't go to church. So.
I'm going to try to do this poem. I'm going to do my best to try to get this poem through memorized. If I don't, my phone comes out. Do not judge me. I love y'all.
Real poets read.
I'm going to go just in case. Okay. Alright, are y'all ready?
Ready.
Okay. Y'all remember Deep Blue Sea? Y'all remember Deep Blue Sea?
Yeah.
Y'all remember Deep Blue Sea?
Yeah.
Okay. Just like the movie, she ate me.
Oh my God.
She fucking ate me. Like devoured the glizzy, adjusted to the learning curve. Didn't flinch nor falter. She looked so non-threatening. But her looks, deception, because what she taught me is that a smile can hide a monster, and here lies a fantastic beast, and she loves meat. Y'all not hearing me. She got turkey bacon level trifling. She spit on the mic like a poet. Her esophagus.
Oh my God.
Her esophagus made me make a face like disgusted, like she had just said the meanest battle rap. Boy, I mean, she talked to this nigga figuratively. She put her ankles into it, literally. My hands got dyslexic. Nobody could understand the language I was signing. She made my toes go on the west side. My composure committed suicide. It went out the window head first. And I tried my best to fight back because usually on me you BET. Now it's to be or not to be. Shoot darn mother lover. And then this motherfucker had the nerve to take my ghost with force. She made me see stars. Call her 50 Cent. She was willing to die trying to get my riches.
You better go in.
She was willing to die trying to get my riches. She took the shot to the face. She took every round of the blicky.
Oh my God. Hallelujah.
While looking me in my eyes, watching the man disappear, witnessing the carnage and leaving my knees, till she left me in a hunch, crooked as a politician. No, she made me Forrest Gump. and she wasn't finished. She insisted on killing me softly with "Is he dead" licks. She abbreviated this patented penis into a pee-pee. Lowercase, eyes closed like I'm seasoned. She said she loved the taste like I'm seasoned. She's perfect is what she told me. No, we from Missouri. Perfect is what she showed me.
Show me.
He is barring.
And I can't do nothing but accept my fate and humbly admit I got 8.
That's fucking true.
Okay, so I don't think y'all need me to go past 5 poems. Now, if Black Soul tells me to do 2 more, I'm going to. But I think 1 more poem should suffice, right?
Yeah. It's not that heavy, man.
What y'all want?
1 more poem or 2 more poems?
2.
Do stuff.
They said double up.
Double up.
Okay. Well, since I'm getting ready, since we in the nasty part of this, I think it's only right I get my lick back. I can get my lick back, right, gentlemen? I think it's only fair. She gonna make me Forrest Gump. I think I should get her back.
Get her.
Yeah. She said, look, Mom, no hands.
Cause baby, you can ride it, who can, and bring it over to my place, and you be like, baby, who cares? Cause I know you can, and bring it over to my place. You don't know what you did to me. Your body lightweight speaks to me. I don't know what you did to me. Your body lightweight speaks to me. Cause she watches me sometimes between her legs. And I be watching her lips to see what she says when I'm giving her head. And oftentimes she be speaking in gibberish and I can only understand her English and she be saying, ooh, shit! Serve her slowly to the music of her orgasm and my beard and mustache, fucking the heart-string ligaments in her back, cause I know she ain't never had head like that. Cause she used to them cats who looking for a minute, waiting enough for them to hit it, but me, I'm in it cause I'm trying to see what kind of day she done had, so the more she comes, she untenses. It's been that bad. And it's my job to change her outlook as my tongue enters and hooks up into tap her G, you next! Bring it to a point in your existence you can learn to enjoy a man's persistence to please, so I accustom myself on my knees. See, we, meaning her and me, we go deeper than the erection first thing in the morning. Or that porno we gon' film when Xbox has gotten born, you know. I'm sorry, X videos has gotten born. We be chemistry. Because E equals MC squared. You know, E equals... okay. E equals MC squared. Eating equals multiple times coming in this bed. Yeah, it don't rhyme, but she don't mind while I write calligraphy on her clip, meaning only my name or her shit, so that place be fitted to my face. That space has become my space. And my space ain't got a better picture. These boys could look like the ones when I'm with her. Sucking on honey and cream porn from her aces, her face, and be saying she ain't never had head like this before. I'm like, Joe, she's like, more and more. Then she wants more and more. The argument I plead to her body that the key to her heart turns between these thighs. This are revolutions in these eyes while she cleans her fingers on my scalp with my tongue. I'm sorry, it tastes so good, I'm fucking up. While she cleans her fingers on my scalp. Cause, I'm sorry.
Come back.
Get my composure.
Take your time.
Cause we be chemistry. Sorry.
It must be that good. Just taste
I am tonight. Because we, meaning her and me. Because we, meaning her and me, teeter around between faking and makings. I'm a faker into thinking I'm gonna stop, and I'm a maker into thinking I'm gonna stop. Whether she proceeds or they proceeds, but the work I put in to show her my tongue and her clit be best friends. And that bond is ridiculous like taxes. Whenever bills Congress passes, but as long as it lasts, I'll be eating an ass or fast, and I'm always a past that she not know. The best part of waking up is me giving you a nut, because for every action is an equal reaction, and the more she comes, my day be better. Reading her lip speaker on your gibberish, and I can only understand her English, and she be saying, ooh, shit, and that's that piece. So, this is the official last poem. It's also a new poem.
New shit.
Backfire. BS books.
For anybody that is interested in my books, I have copies for $10.
$10?
Yeah.
That's so cheap you
And
can't afford now.
everybody that buys a and for everybody who buys a copy, my promise is to sign that book so that it feels a little bit more personal. I don't want to just give you a piece of merchandise that I didn't touch personally and didn't even try to make some real connection. So, see me at the table when this is all done, but this poem is a little bit of a different direction, but I felt like it was more important for it to be the last poem. Is JID inspired, believe it or not?
Interesting.
So let's see what happens.
Leave that out of this, Jay.
Swing on, 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 swing on. Let us pray. Dear Father, it is my hope to show you honor by writing this instead of freestyling like I've heard the best prayers be given. But I don't feel like I always articulate myself, and what I never want is you questioning my integrity or my dedication. So I ask first if you'll forgive me of my ignorance, then my sins. But allow me to never forget them so I can continue growing from them and becoming a better person. Then I pray for forgiveness of my foes, because I don't always know these niggas, yet they always stepping on my toes. But I know that I'm expected to love them like I do my neighbors, so be a fence around me to protect them from my will, not yours. For every woman I have ever hurt, I pray nothing but the best. For every woman that hurt me, I pray nothing but the rest. Provide for them, even in the darkest time, be a light, so that they never lose their shine.
Take your time.
Then I thank you for these mountains you've allowed me to climb.
Yeah.
And the ones I've yet to find. For the valleys and hills that I've traveled, the pave and the gravel along the rivers and streams, for the oceans that are waiting for me, the lakes that sparkle like the seas that the ponds and pools have taught me how to swim in. I thank you that I've forgotten poems, but I've never lost memories. That in the quiet times I go through the albums and the things that I didn't smile about then I can laugh about now. Then I pray that you make me the best father I can be to my babies. That you don't give me patience, but a steady hand and an open heart to give them, so that we can both learn of love that I'm not so familiar with, and we can enjoy it together. I pray for more years with my mother, to give her a taste of your promises and never take them for granted. For my daddy, though I have never called him that out loud. To know how grateful I am that he showed me true masculinity and vulnerability, for my favorite uncle to be able to enjoy the flowers, and that the only PTSD that he knows are petunias, tulips, sunflowers, and daylilies. And after all that, I'm grateful that you gave my life purpose. And you never let me believe myself an accident. That you allowed me to know you for myself, for the gifts that you have kept me with. It's for all these things, I love you for all. In your mighty name I write. Amen. And thank you for having me.
Give it up for your feature back one time.
Oh, baby, what I really want is to drink a little bit, smoke a little bit, fuck a long time. Oh, darling, what I really want is to drink a little bit, smoke a little bit, fuck a long time. Don't you tell me you don't want it. Gonna drink a little bit, smoke a little bit, fuck a long time. It ain't nothing but a habit. Show head.